Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you what is it like to not eat any food for 37 days. I don't drink any fruit juices, I just drink water, black coffee or black tea. And I would like to share with you what is it like this time. This is my 9th ENTRYPOINT WATERFAST. And right off the bat, I have to tell you that it is amazing. It has completely changed my life. If someone asked me, hey, what would you call a miracle in your life? I would call water fasting a miracle, because it has changed my life completely. And when I say completely, I mean when I started 2.5 years ago with my first water fast. The reason I started was because a friend of mine told me that she did it for 21 days and that she experienced alternative states of consciousness. And that really intrigued me because I don't know if you have the same experience, but my whole life, I'm trying to improve. When I say improve, I don't mean that I'm a freak that's trying to improve every single area of his life. But improve, by that I mean I'm trying to improve the way I live life. I want to wake up every day and enjoy living the day. And first 40 years of my life, I realized that one simple way is to accumulate money, and that when you accumulate money, you can live a better life. So that's what I mean by improving. So when I heard about alternative states of consciousness, I thought to myself, oh my God, that could be something that could somehow maybe improve my life. So I started reading about water fasting, and to skip for today, because you can learn about my fast in the links that I provided in the commentary to this video. Of course, also other links. And I would really urge you, we can even stop right now, because the most important thing to do is to check the video in the description that I think I wrote there, how to fight cancer cells or how to kill cancer cells. Watch that video, because if anything, that's the most important information. So since then, so many things have changed in my life, and I'm just going to talk about the big ones. Aside from the fact that I don't weigh 120 or 30 kilos, and on average I weigh 80 to 90 kilos, which probably we all agree that, carrying around less than 50 kilos is probably healthier, at least for the spine and the body structure. But more than that, more than physically, what really has changed is the way I perceive life, the way I perceive living life, the way I perceive how inside of this body and this body inside of this reality, how I feel. And this has completely changed my life. And one of the reasons, and I'll go now completely to this 37th day, is that every single water fast was different, but I felt that every single water fast I have grown, and I was more advanced than the previous water fast. It's almost like the first water fast, I felt like it's like the first time you go to if you're like 5 years old, it's the first time you go to a huge toy shop, and you just walk around, you're like, wow. And the first time you go there, you have like you come out, you're like, wow, and you don't even remember anything. So that's how I felt the first water fast. I was just like, wow. And then eventually it became a tool in my life. 2 days ago, I was because I had this discussion that I've had during the past 2.5 years many times. And a lot of people tell me when they find out that, I'm doing water fasting, they say, I couldn't do it because I love food. I enjoy food. I couldn't be without food. And they sort of, when they say it, it makes, and I don't know if it's correct or not, but it makes me feel like they're trying to say that, that my taste buds are so dull that I cannot appreciate how amazing food is if I can go without food for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 days. And when I think about it, it's not true. That's not the truth. The truth is, if someone told me that I would live life without eating food, I would probably really, I don't know if I would like to live that life. Because food, sex, things that visually, are beautiful, music, there are, I would say, 10 things that without them, life would be extremely boring. Extremely. So I love food. And food is an extremely important part of my life. I love cooking. There's no food that if I see that people eat it, that I would not eat it. I'm not like the people who say, oh, I don't like mushrooms, I don't like this, I don't like that, I eat everything. I love food. So how come I do these water fasts? Why am I doing that? Why for 37 days I drop out of my life one of the most important things in my life? Because I am not the person who eats so he can live. I'm the type of person who lives so that I can eat. And the reason why I'm not eating food, and I would love to eat, right now, I would like to have a nice dinner, a nice warm meal. I would love it. But, and here comes the but, and the big thing, I would say the only reason why I'm doing these streams is that I would like to share the following with you. I think physically, it's because right now I don't eat. I'm completely powered by ketones. So if you check out the benefits of keto diet and multiply it by 10, that's the state I am in. Because when you're doing keto diet or low carb diet, you are still consuming carbohydrates. So your body still creates some glucose. But when you are fasting, the whole body is full of ketones. And the side effect is that your brain gets way more power, way more energy. It's like in a super state, because ketones, and you can see it in the video about fighting cancer cells, can actually get into more of the brain than if you are powered by glucose. Now, that's the physical part. Now, emotional part, when I speak with doctors, and you can also Google it, is that what ketones, the side effect of having ketones in your head is that you feel happy, you feel euphoria. So emotionally, I can already, when I was doing my sixth fast, I think I got into that state the last week of that sixth fast. The seventh fast, it was longer. The last fast, which was 70 days, and it was probably because it was also longer. But I was in this amazing state of mind for, I would say, the past 3 weeks. But each water fast that I do, this state that actually I think I'm in it for the past 2 days. So this state comes always earlier during the fasting than before. So now I feel it was after 30 days. After 30 days, or I would even say it was after I reached weight 75 kilos. Because water fast, the length of the water fast depends, aside if you're healthy or not, but aside if you're healthy. When you're healthy, the length of the water fast depends on the amount of fat reserves that you have. So I think the world record is 300 days, and it was a guy who weighed 200 kilos in the beginning, and in the end he was at 70. So let's say he lost 100 kilos. So so right now, this is the 37th day, and I lost 20 kilos. And then it slows down. So let's say in 3 months, I would lose 30 kilos. Yeah, so it works out fine. Yeah. So I can see that the differing feelings during like I would say that, I started at 92 kilos. And when I got to, until I got to 80, it was just like, any other day. And then once I dropped under 80, I started to feel that something was changing. And now, after I reached 75, I can feel, and as I was saying, I can feel, the emotion, like real joy. But that's an emotion. But what's very significant is how the mind works in a different way. First of all, again, physically, I go to bed at 1 a.m. and I wake up 4 a.m. completely fresh, full of energy, ready to go. But mentally, what's interesting is that I don't know how to explain it, but feeling-wise is like let's say in the I'm going to call it the standard mode when I'm not fasting and eating. I sort of feel like my vision is not like that, because right now, like I say, I can see all the way here. But when I'm eating, it's sort of like it becomes like a little tunnel vision, and I feel like all of it that's the same with all the senses, but not also the senses, but also with regards to keeping track of combinations and different things that are happening. I'm testing this on myself because I play chess, so I can see that during these states, my Elo rating goes up by, let's say, 100 points, 200 points. I can see the position better, but without me trying, I just see it. And this is also transferring into my professional work, where I work as in an IT company, that all of a sudden I can do more tasks. And this is exactly what in the previous videos I was talking about, which is the reason why I do it. And that's that I am in the flow. And I am in the flow that I am in the flow, and I can say I'm in the flow because I've experienced the flow in the past when I was a competitive swimmer. So during the hyper finals on the stadium, that's when you are in the flow. And you just drop everything and you let everything is just happening on its own, and you are just a big spectator of what's happening. And thanks to fasting, the ketones, I don't know, I can achieve this state non-stop now for several days. And because this state brings me, and to simplify it, imagine that it's like in the movie, and I forgot the name, where he takes Bradley Cooper takes the pill, and all of a sudden, he has this super mind. And so imagine that the water fasting is that pill. And every time you skip a meal, you take the pill and you have another 3 hours in the super flow. So that's, folks, why I don't eat. I love food. I cannot imagine that I would live without food. But when I see what's happening in my life, when I see what's been happening in my life for the past several fasts, what I've seen is that what materializes in my reality during my fasting, and when I see how it continues after the fast, and I can live all of it and better my life because of it, then that's the reason why I don't eat. Because until it's healthy, which I know is till I at 69 kilos, or until I have had enough life, because imagine that the last fast, which was 70 days, in the, I think the past 10 days or the past 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, my boss was begging me to stop fasting because he felt like there was like so many things that the output I was creating, there was like so much of it that he said, it's, you know, there's too much of it, slow down. So that's the reason why I'm fasting. That's the reason why I can resist food. Because right now, if I can have a nice, beautiful dinner. In fact, later on, after I finish this video, I will go to an Indian restaurant that's down the street here to see my friend. They cook the most amazing food, buffet style. But when I'm there, many times they try new foods. So the cook cooks, let's say, for some special ingredients. They have, let's say, fresh fish or something. So they cook some special plate and they bring it to the owner, my friend, and we taste it, and I love it. I just love it. And today when I go there, it can happen that they'll bring some amazing Indian cuisine, specially made for us, when they will be experimenting if it's good enough. So you can imagine it will be great. And I will have a choice to taste it or to take another magical pill called water fasting, reject the food and have another amazing 12 hours where I can go to bed whenever I want. In fact, I'm thinking that no, I'll go to sleep, but maybe one of these days will not go to sleep at all to see what happens, because I'll get so much done that I almost feel like when I eat, I just procrastinate because I'm not as productive as I am right now. And one more important thing, because this is the flow. So it's not that I'm, like right now, I'm just like completely relaxed. In fact, there's like, let's say 12 small things or little projects, some take an hour, some take 3 hours, some take 5 minutes. So it's like all these things going on. And I'm just like, my head is empty, and this has been going like this every single day, and everything gets done. And everything gets done in a way that I feel like I'm not actually doing anything, which is so crazy. Now, I know this is a subjective feeling, because objectively, I do have the results. But feeling-wise, I feel like I'm not doing anything. The only thing I'm doing is, I'm thinking, I would like to get something to eat, something good. But then I tell myself, no. Right now, the situation in the world, everywhere, is that you have no idea what's going to be happening. And right now is the right time to invest in yourself, to increase your output. And that's why I'm doing a stream about the 37th day of my 9th ENTRYPOINT WATERFAST. I think I'll be fasting, well, right now I have 75 kilos. So I think to get to 69, I would have to do it for 60 days. So I think I might stop on the 50th day. And the 50th day will be 13 days from now, I think. Yeah, 37, 13, yeah. Yeah, so I would say that I'll have my first food next, the weekend after. Next weekend, second weekend from now. After the second weekend from now. Yeah, so take care. If you have any questions, drop me a message. If you feel this is interesting, check out the information, share the message, because we all have this gift and it's just amazing. So take care and see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.